Now I'm going to brief on servlet programming. These are the topics that I'm going to cover. Introduction to servlet, servlet architecture, servlet lifecycle, and advantages of servlet. First, let us have an introduction to servlet. Servlet is a technology that is used to create web application. It's a Java program that runs on the Java-enabled web server such as JWS. It's a server-side scripting language like ASP, PHP, and so on. And it is used to create dynamic web pages so that user can interact with these web pages. And it uses HTTP protocol to establish communication between client and server. So now we'll see about servlet architecture. First, we'll start with the web browser. So web browser is nothing but the client side. So from the client side, the request will be sent to the web server. The web server will receive the request, and then the servlet which is residing in the web server will process the request. So the request will be sent in the form of HTTP request. If necessary, servlet will also access the database. So the request sent from the web browser, that is the client, will be processed by the servlet, and as a result, a response will be generated. The generated response will be sent back to the client in the form of HTTP response. This is the architecture of servlet. So, as I told earlier, the request will be sent by the client, that is nothing but the web browser. Servlet processes the request and generate the results. Process may require communicating to a database. So for this communication between the client and the server and the client, HTTP protocol was used. So finally, the server, that is the servlet that is residing in the server, will send back the response to the clients, that is the web browser. Now we'll see the life cycle of the servlet. When the servlet is started, so it is being done by loading the servlet. After loading the servlet gets initialized. This initialization process is done by init method. Once the servlet is initialized, it starts handling the request from the client. So the handling process will be done by using service method. So whenever request comes from the client, it will be handled by the server, that is the servlet residing in the server, with the help of service method. After all the requests are being handled by the servlet gets destroyed. The destroying process will be done by the destroy method. That is the end of the servlet lifecycle. So it stops its execution at that point. So the servlet is initialized by calling the init method. The servlet calls service method to process a client's request. The servlet is terminated by calling the destroy method. Once it gets destroyed, the servlet is sent to the garbage collection. Now we'll see the advantages of servlets. These are some of the advantages of servlets: better performance, portability, robustness, and secure. So first let us see what is meant by better performance. Because it creates a thread for each request, so it gives better performance. Next, portability. As it uses Java language which is portable, The code can be taken anywhere. So we say it is portable. Next, it is robust. It's more reliable because JVM manages servlets, so no need to worry about the memory management. Finally, it's more secure because it uses Java language, which is a secure language. High security is provided here too. Thank you.